Hey guys, welcome to the video. Another year in Idaho is in the books. Just got back a few days ago and we had a good trip. You know, Idaho is a special place. It's pretty magical up there and obviously a place with a pretty rich aviation history. Still used today, to get people and supplies in and out of a lot of these remote areas. So it's neat to go up there and be a part of that. I'd just like to take you along for some of the adventures and experiences and the good times that we had this year. Anyway, just getting fuel, and then I'm going to head north, and plan is go to Yellowstone again this year. Had crazy delays, had some problems with the plane, cost me a day. Good weather before that, cost a day, so I'm 2 days behind, but better late than never. All right, I stopped in Kemmerer to get gas. My normal stop, the fuel was broke, so it's calm down here. Cody ran into some really bad wind and weather. I don't think he's gonna make it to Yellowstone tonight, so I might be there by myself. I think I'm gonna push on to it because to go to him, it's kind of out of the way, and it's windy over on that side of the mountain, so I think I'll stay over here where I am. I'm a little further west, but I'm gonna press on. Only got a few hours of daylight and about 200 miles to go. So get back to it. back at Yellowstone. So like last year, came up with the same idea to come up to Yellowstone. It's a good first day. Quite a bit of flying. I'm pretty beat. But an awesome place to land. Damn, it's always beautiful here. I always end up here in the evening and it's just like perfect, that sunset. Ending up in places like this is just awesome because it's hard to beat it. It's beautiful. So anyway, I'm gonna get some fuel and go set up camp and find something to eat. Cody and Casey got up super early and flew into West Yellowstone early in the morning, and so I loaded up and we took off for Idaho, headed to Johnson Creek. Mark Pringle and Alina up in front of him, and a couple of real nice airplanes. And there's some good folks. They're out of Utah, Rocky Mountain Kit Planes. Actually bought my first airplane through them. Been friends ever since. Good, like I said, good people. Formation, nice. Over the course of the next couple of days, flying out of Johnson Creek, we went out and hit a few strips each morning. This was during the heat wave, so it was like 97 degrees in the shade in the afternoons. We spent a lot of time in the river, and I'll show you a little bit more about that. But we went out and hit a couple strips. You know, there's a lot of different opinions on just how many strips a person should hit each day in the backcountry of Idaho, and I don't want to get too into that whole discussion. I mean, I've heard everything suggested from bag 'em all to, you know, you should have to wait 12 hours in between each time you land. And I think somewhere in the middle is probably reasonable. Going out and doing touch and goes and just running laps around some of these spots out here in the wilderness, probably not the best idea. But at the same time, yeah, you know, they're there, go out and enjoy a few. And that's kind of what we've settled on, is just we'll go out and hit maybe 2-3 strips in a day max, and stop and hike around them, take some pictures, eat a sandwich, whatever, just enjoy them a little bit, spend some time there. They're all unique and special places. So I'd like to take you along and show you some of these cool spots. Landed a couple new ones this year. It was pretty fun. Well, we're over at Big Creek for breakfast. It's nice. It's nice and cool down here. It's already getting warm up in the sun, up in the air. Come down in the valley and it cools off big time. So we'll enjoy that while we can, because it's going to be another super hot one today. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna get some breakfast, and I don't know, if the wind's good, I might go over and land at Mile High. Well, I just finished breakfast over there at Big Creek and thought I'd better come over and hit Mile High. It was nice. The wind was almost calm. The ground speed was a little bit high, but not bad. And it's kind of hot up here, so it's more of that than anything. It really is a pretty easy landing if you're familiar with landing on relatively steep hills. But pretty nice, you know, it's fairly smooth. I think it gets hyped up because if something goes wrong, man, look where you are, you're pretty screwed. And that really is true. Landing my airplane here is easy, but you hear about the guys that brought 206s in here and stock 150s and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. That would be challenging. Quite a view from up here, I'll tell you that. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and blast out here. Just got a light tailwind, but shouldn't be any factor getting out. So I'm gonna go down to Soldier Bar, meet Cody. He went down there to land at Soldier. We're gonna hang out there for the day till it gets too hot. All right, we're at Soldier Bar and I'm out of breath because these people are making me hike. I'm not cut out for that. It's too hot.
It is warm.
It is warm. But we dropped into Soldier. This is always a fun spot. We're gonna go down and actually look at the little memorial monument thing. I've never actually looked at it, even though I've been in here many times. So I'm gonna finally do that today. So we'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, we're down here at the deal. Pretty interesting. Man, that is a drop off down there. That's cool. It's a beautiful little canyon down there that the river runs through here. Soldier. Good Lord, what a view. So on the way back, decided to go over and hit Simonds or Simonds. I never can tell how it's pronounced. I've seen it both ways. Anyway, it's another one of the big four strips. It's about 700 foot long. Got an uphill at the end. No go around once you're really down there in the pipe, getting ready to come in. And some trees and the river leading up to it can have a little bit of effect on the air around there. But not too big a deal. It looks pretty tight coming in. The trees along the side are pretty close. But once you get down there, fitting in between them is not too big a deal. But it's a fun little strip, nice access to the river. That was cool to stop in there and see that. So that's Simonds here. It's got a downhill section right here at the end, up before where you park. That area down there is pretty flat. Not the smoothest strip, but not terrible. Again, one of those places I'd want to have like 850s or something personally, or bigger. But and something that doesn't fly too fast. But anyway, there's a nice shot of the river down there. So once you get here, you got nice access to that. That's pretty cool. Been wanting to land here. And pretty happy I got to do Mile High and this one. Not only the same trip, but the same day. You get bobbled around those trees. You come over the river, and there's cool air from the river, and then the hot air from just being a hot day, and mixed with the trees. And you get some bobbles coming in right over on super short final. That's the only thing I could say would make this one a little challenging, but as long as you're not in something too fast, you got plenty of room and time to work it out. You just kind of have to expect that, be ready, you work through it, and land. Looks like I'll have just a little bit of a tailwind here, and it's hot, but shouldn't be an issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and blast out of here. Another great spot that I got to visit for the first time, because it's a pretty new strip, is the Marble Strip, and it's in a tight canyon. Beautiful piece of the river though. Unfortunately, my camera flaked out and didn't record landing there, but I'll show you a little bit from the ground and the takeoff out of there. It's definitely a cool spot. All right, I'm here at Marble, and I'm pretty sure my tail cam was off, which really bums me out, because it was a nice flight over here and then coming into land. Marble is really pretty. I mean, this is amazing down here. There's a couple great sections of the river as it wraps around here, and it's just absolutely beautiful in this tight canyon. And it's a tight canyon, there's no doubt about it. This one is a little bit of a challenge to get in here, especially if you had something bigger than what I'm flying. It might be a challenge, and you want something with decent power. But you gotta climb some rising terrain. There's some stuff down there in front of you. But so I'll at least get a video taken off, give an idea what it looks like. Another quick strip I'll throw in here. We went out to Wilson Bar. That's always a fun one. We both enjoy, especially Cody. He wanted to hit that again. And it is a pretty fun approach coming down through the river when you come in there. Well, we flew out to Wilson Bar this morning, and nice flight, super smooth. Getting warm down here already, and it's only like, I don't know, 8:30 or something. Yeah, this one's always fun. It's a fun approach. Get right down in the river there and come around that turn, and boom, there it is. But one thing about it, if you come around that corner and you're too fast, just keep going down river. Don't try to stuff it in here. We walked down the river at Wilson. There's quite a view here. Definitely a nice piece of river. So with that heat wave that was going through there and some pretty high temperatures, it was a good excuse to go get in the river and do some swimming. And we spent a lot of time in the water on this trip. All right, so we stopped at the Ice Hole campground, I guess it is. And just up the road from Johnson Creek. It's got a couple of cool sections of the river here where it's real wide and real slow, real nice. Be a good place to swim for sure. And yeah, it's kind of nice, real peaceful out here in the evening. You know, can't beat evening in the mountains. I can't think of really a whole lot that's better.
There you go.
There we go. Got a couple on that one too. Nope, there was a couple. Damn it, I hadn't quite turned on my camera yet. Can you do that again? We just missed Cody about biffing it into the river here.
Almost.
That was funny. So we're at Johnson Creek. It's 132 degrees, I think, or close to it. It's super hot. We came up here for that heat wave. We just, it was 73 degrees in Colorado. I figured I better come up here when it's going to be 95 and enjoy it. But yeah, it's the only weekend we could do it, is why we're here. And of course it is super hot, but it is beautiful as always. So I was just telling them, I've been to Johnson Creek many times. I don't think I've ever come down to the river, and it is nice, of course, very nice, and it feels really good. That's what we're doing right now. Cooling off. Well, it's raining, and we're happy to have it because it has been so ridiculously hot. As long as it doesn't turn to hail. That's our only requirement here, so let's just not get that happening. But that's cooling it off a little bit for us. That's nice. I didn't think this was gonna happen. But you never know up here in the mountains what you might get. Oh, we got a nice evening here at Johnson Creek. It actually rained for a little bit and cooled down some. Still warm, but it's a lot better than it was. So we just finished cooking up some burgers and some potatoes and some other stuff. And we're having a nice dinner over here. And like I say, with it being a little cooler and cloudier, it's been a really nice evening. And you just can't beat it, getting to hang out with some good friends, have some good food out here in the woods. That's just where it's at, man. So this particular morning we got up and went up to Elk City to have breakfast. We were meeting up with our friend John, good buddy of mine. He lives up north of there, and it was a good spot for us to all meet for breakfast. And that was cool to see that strip, and also ran into somebody else while I was up there that I'll talk to you guys about. That was pretty cool, pretty random. And then later in the week, I actually left and went up there and stayed with John to do some flying with him. He's got a pretty sweet Legend Cub with a Titan in it. And we went up and did some flying up and hit some of the strips further north. And I'll show you guys some of that here coming up.
They only made 2 of these like that.
It's carbon fiber too.
Yeah. You can big inspection panel.
You can get right underneath the panel.
That's an excellent idea, because that's the worst place to work, is trying to dig into those panels, you know. Very nice. Is there one on the other side too, or just the one?
Both sides.
Nice. This is
So it has both doors on both sides.
John's Legend Cub, and it is a sweet machine. So this has been quite a day already. We stopped at Elk City. We were meeting up with my buddy John up there. He's a good guy, helped me out big time with something last year. And anyway, we land here to meet him for breakfast, and John Roberts walks up, and it's hilarious because he comes walking up and he goes, "Hey, man, I really like the gear on your S7," and I'm like, "Yeah, I do too." And I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure that's him. And he's like, "I'm John Roberts. He's the guy that made it." So that was a unexpected cool thing to have happen, to run into him here. I didn't realize he actually lives up this way. So super cool guy. We talked planes and stuff, and hopefully I can catch up with him after breakfast. He's a good dude. Yep, already off. Nice. Right on.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, we're here at John's. It's the next morning. Came in last night. Wanted to come up and fly with him a little bit more. You saw him earlier in the video. I came up for the night, and we're gonna just go at it this morning, and then this afternoon or evening I'll start making my way home. So we're gonna go out and hit a few spots. It's a nice morning. It's pretty cool out and still dead calm, so can't ask for more than that right now. Well, here we are, Fish Lake. It's an unbelievably beautiful place, that's for sure. Yeah, I think you got the right idea being in Idaho, John. Can't quite see the lake there, but I always liked it up at this end. The lake's cool too. Just, you know, I mean, it's a lake. But this is cool up here where they got this little cabin deal and everything. It's really pretty back in here. Yeah, that piece of the creek is nice. So this is just up at the end of Fish Lake here. We're just past the cabins. All right, we're here at Cayuse, and the bugs are pretty thick here too, unfortunately. But beautiful spot by the river. And there's a right down in there in those trees, heck of a nice camp area. But I love this spot. All right, so we're down in that little camp area I was just showing, and it's super nice down in here. There is. That's a heck of a creek. It's a little more like a river than a creek. But yeah, this is just down here in this little camp area. You got a beautiful view of the river here. And you get back here, you can kind of see it. There's a nice little enclosed area here in the trees. It's protected from sun and wind a little bit and rain and whatnot. So, and it looks like they got a little outhouse around there. It's back in those trees over there. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a sweet setup. You can't get a lot of, you know, people down in here at once or anything, but for a small group or a couple people, this would be my ideal spot, I think. Well, we're back here at John's place, and we had a fun morning flying, had some breakfast. Man, it just worked out good. So I'm just gonna air up my tires a little bit. Had them a little low, at low altitude. That's kind of typical anyway. And now I'm gonna load it up and start making my way home. I'll go and air it on up a little bit. It's been a good trip, you guys. It really has. It's been good. Got to see and do a lot of things. considering the heat. There's some things we would have liked to have done. If it wouldn't have been so hot, we would have. But with as hot as it was, I think we did really well. Hope you guys enjoyed this trip. Getting come along with, sorta, best I can do. Big thanks to a couple of people. Of course, Cody for going, and he's my wingman. Always glad to fly with him, and get to spend some time with my buddy Glenn and his wife Gwen, and we enjoyed that. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and then of course, big thanks to John. John is a good friend of mine, and he's good people. Him and Sharon is really good people, and really thankful to know him and be able to come up here and fly with him. This trip was really good, so we're definitely going to do that again. We're already talking about next year and the plans and all the things we're going to get into next year. We got a lot to do next year. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming along. You guys know the deal. Patreons, thank you very much for the direct support of the channel. I really need it, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't. Got to do some here to build this up, and you guys, it takes you guys to do that. So please subscribe I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll get on to the next thing. You guys know the deal. Take care. See you on the next one.